What's going on, people? It's Tuesday afternoon, like 4:30 Tennessee time, Nashville, Tennessee time. And it is raining outside, like badly. I don't think it's going to last very long. It's like a isolated kind of thing. So anyways, there's no better time to play Mortal Kombat. Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat. I remember it was like 1993, something like that. I was on a school trip and to Washington D.C. and we stopped off at some restaurant or something. They had a small arcade, and it was the first time I ever saw Mortal Kombat. And just like, I couldn't get close to it. There was a crowd of people around it. But from, standing off to the side looking to the people at this game, I was mesmerized by, the blood flying and splatting on the ground. And the digitized characters where they actually, film an actor and then convert it into digital format so it can be played in a video game. And I know Pit Fighter did it first, but I never had seen Pit Fighter before. And Mortal Kombat took it to the next level. And fell in love with that game ever since. And then it came out on Super NES like a year later, in '94. I remember Mortal Monday being everything. And somehow I saved up $55 or whatever it cost and got a copy of it. And the game was good, very playable for the SNES. Better looking than the Genesis version, which I have. I don't have the SNES version, but except the blood was missing. I mean, I just wished. I remember thinking, if only they had turned that sweat or dust or whatever it is that flies off the characters red, it would have been bearable. But that's why the Genesis version was so well received and outsold the SNES version. Thankfully, when Mortal Kombat 2 came around for the Super Nintendo and I got my hands on that, they had fixed that issue. I know at the time there was a big outcry against video games, and it was even like discussed in the Senate and stuff like that. And so, I mean, at the time, Nintendo thought they was doing the right thing, and I understand their reasoning. But finally, after all these years, I have an arcade perfect emulation here on the Xbox Live, and we're going to be playing it. They have a cabinet mode on this where the screen is supposed to look bent like it was a real, arcade cabinet monitor, but that just looks stupid. I mean, you can't replace a real arcade monitor. But if you want to get as close to the authentic feel as you can, you set the filters for arcade, you set the cabinet, you set the screen mode for cabinet, and that's about as close as you're going to get, unless you actually have an arcade monitor. But I'm going to play a couple of rounds of Mortal Kombat, go down memory lane. I still play Mortal Kombat games a lot. I don't have 10 yet. I just really hadn't got around to it. I have Mortal Kombat 9 as far as I've went. I have Armageddon, Deception, Mortal Kombat Trilogy, and of course the Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection behind me here. So let's give it a whirl. See how I look on camera here. Make sure y'all. There we go. You can see the screen. Go through my games I have on here. There it is. Let me adjust the volume on the monitor. Now, Mortal Kombat 2 is my, favorite out of all of them. There's just no touching it. I mean, even Mortal Kombat 9, which is a good game. Mortal Kombat 10, which I have played it. I just don't own it. The, the nostalgic feeling and everything that I get from Mortal Kombat 2, there's just nothing like it. But I'm going to be playing Mortal Kombat today, the first one, the one that set off my love affair with the Mortal Kombat series. That is backwards, the way it's showing up on camera. Now let me start by saying these games are as hard as they were in the arcades. You gotta set it for very easy. You just have to. And Mortal Kombat on here, the first one, is the only one where the difficulty level actually affects it. I can actually beat the game on very easy. I'm now working on trying to beat it on normal mode. The endurance matches is where I just run into a brick wall. But the other two, Mortal Kombat 2 and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, it doesn't matter what you set it on. It's the same. It's like they put that option there but actually forgot to program it. It is cheap, cheap, cheap. The computer AI. My favorite character, besides Baraka, which is not in this one, is Scorpion. Gonna be using him. Now, when I beat the game, I usually have to use Sub-Zero. It's the only way to get past Goro. Liu Kang. You see the computer isn't... First few matches doesn't really defend itself well. Like I say about Goro, but the only way I've been able to beat him, and I think I did it with Scorpion, but is using Sub-Zero is the best way. Before he's able to get back on his feet every time you knock him down, freeze him. And just keep doing it over and over again. Freeze him, uppercut him. As he tries, you have to be flawless with how you pull off his freeze throw, or Goro will get up and smash you. So you have to just keep, freezing him. See if I can do a fatality. There we go. Torched him. That is the easiest fatality of all the Mortal Kombat games of any character. You just hold block and press up. At a jumping distance. Sonya here, if you face her later on, like in endurance matches, she is a biatch. She is nobody you want to try to face in the endurance rounds. Like all the female characters in the Mortal Kombat franchise are just hard, especially Mileena and Katana in Mortal Kombat 2. Yeah, Katana and her fans. Just gonna be cheap and punch the crap out of him. I'll torch her. But yeah, there's Mortal Kombat. This is as good as you're going to get a arcade perfect copy at home. Is either on your, Sony PlayStation, or the Xbox Live, the Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection is as close as you can get. Because it's downloadable. It's not a CD-ROM. You don't have to DVD-ROM or whatever. You don't have to have load times. I've actually ran it side by side with the Genesis version, which is a cartridge, and it moves faster through the game than the Genesis version. There's no delay whatsoever, and this is as close as you're going to get to the arcade. It's all arcade perfect. I can't find. The only thing I've been able to find that doesn't match the arcade with this, and it may be because of what revision this is based off of. But Santa and his reindeer do not pass in front of the moon, on the pit stage, I mean. And I've played through this game several times, and I've not seen that happen once. And it happens on the real deal arcade machine. you see Santa and his reindeer pass by the moon on the pit stage, and it doesn't happen in this game. Oh, I messed that up. Didn't get the fatality off. Fairly easy through the first test your mites. File 3 of them. When you get to like diamond, it gets to where you have to you remember raking your knuckles across the controller. You start having to do that again. Here we are at the pit stage, and if you'll watch, you never see the sleigh and reindeer pass in front of the moon. This being an emulation, I'm not sure how that was left out. This is supposed to be just the straight arcade ROM is copied. So really don't know what's going on there. And it ain't like the Xbox can't do it, being that it's years ahead of it in technology. So, I'm not sure why that was left out of this version. Anyways, we'll go ahead and cut it off there. But yeah, I'll come back and do Mortal Kombat 2 and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 at some point. And if you have access to Xbox Live, it's only like $10, and you get 3 games. Highly suggest that you pick up Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection. It's a lot of fun. If you have a fight stick, I have a fight stick, but it's being used on something else right now. If you have a fight stick, it's even better to go along with it. Like I said, most people are playing on now widescreen format TVs. I don't recommend using the arcade cabinet mode. It just looks dumb, like it's trying to duplicate the look of a real, arcade monitor from the 90s, and it just doesn't look right. Trying to look like a bent screen on a flat screen. But, yeah, there you have it. Mortal Kombat. And I am out.